What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Longlegs, the latest horror film starring Nicolas Cage and Maika Monroe, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Now this one has obviously had a lot of highlight around it being this dubbed the scariest horror movie of all time. Uh, a lot of people seem to do this with certain movies, and for some reason Longlegs seem to have got that treatment. Now, is it the scariest horror movie of all time? No. However, it's a fantastically written movie and directed movie. Is it kind of like films like Silence of the Lambs and, Seven, Zodiac Killer, Bone Collector, all them sort of movies? Possibly. It's got elements of it because obviously, you don't know the story. It's basically an FBI agent played by Maika Monroe tracks down a serial killer, Longlegs, played by Nicolas Cage. That's pretty much all you need to know if you're going into this movie. The less, obviously, they said about the story, the better, because the story is one of the best parts about this movie. It's engaging, it's compelling, it's well thought out, it's beautifully written. Like the story in this, I was glued to the screen the entire time because I was like, oh, what's happening next? What's happening next? Where's it going? Where's this going? And when a movie does that, you know it's beautifully written, and that's why I was comparing it to the likes of Silence of the Lambs, because that also had me glued to the screen and all that. And it's one of my favourite horror/thriller movies of all time. Besides, obviously, the story being well done, and obviously the directing being well done, the acting across the board was phenomenal, especially from Nicolas Cage. I did see a couple of posts about Nicolas Cage being way over the top, but that's what you get when you get Nicolas Cage. You let him loose and you just want him to do his thing. He does it, and he delivers. You're either going to really appreciate it or not. And for me, is way too over the top. Nicolas Cage performance that he does is fantastic here. The last movie I saw him in was a film called Arcadian. This one, I feel like this is where he shines. Feels kind of a lot of lines when he had fun in Renfield. It kind of feels like that. So obviously there's that. There's a ton of good references to music, specifically T-Rex. Now, if you're a fan of T-Rex like I am, there was posters, there's music cues. Again, visually, this movie is stunning. Like from start to finish, the camera shots, the transitions. One transition I like in particular. They always usually use this when they're doing like a flip. So it starts off with them saying like they're getting off the bed, and it'll be upside down. So it's kind of like that. You see the character walking, but they're upside down walking. That to me just looks awesome, and they do a lot of good like shots like this throughout the movie. The film's tense. There's a lot of tense scenes, and one thing I have to give credit for is scares done right. That's my biggest criticism when I go into a horror movie. If a horror movie has to rely on cheap jump scares to get something out of you, like a reaction, they're doing something wrong. For Longlegs, they don't have to do that. They focus primarily on the likes of tense building, dark shadows, movement, eerie sounds, that sort of thing. It kind of reminds me of like horror done by Joe and the Grudge, where it would just be like a dark hallway, but then nothing happens. That's talking about the Grudge, by the way. Uh, they kind of do stuff like that in here, where you'd expect like a jump scare to happen, but then they're like, nope, mm-mm, we're not taking that route. And for me, I appreciate that. So yeah, my only negative really is it could have been a bit longer. Like for me personally, like I could have had more story in there, but then I'm a sucker for horror stories, so it was a bit of a slow burner anyway. But I wanted it a bit slower. So I could have done with it probably like 2.5 hour, 3 hour movie. But then again, that's just me. The less obviously I say about this movie, better, because you can go in completely or mostly blind, and you'll be pleasantly surprised of what they do here. what they show you, what they do, where they go, where they proceed, things like that. It's fantastic, and this is, like I said, a master in storytelling, and you guys should go see it because it's fantastic. Just don't go in expecting, the scariest movie of all time, because that is just hyped it way up here for a lot of people, and they go in and then they're kind of being disappointed because they were expecting it to be the scariest movie. It is scary, but done right. So there you go. Yeah, that's going to be it for my thoughts on Longlegs. I was really excited for this movie when I saw the trailers because I didn't know what to expect, and when I watched it, surprised as hell. Because this was an experience. And basically what I said in my short was, what a ride! It was fantastic. So yeah, as always, guys, thank you so much for your likes, comments, subscribes, all that good stuff. I will be back. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next though. I might do a franchise ranking because I haven't done one of them. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Hope you all have a good Saturday or a good Sunday or a good Friday, depending which time zone you're in. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in the next one.